Good morning, this is Riley with Mr. Rogers Mobile Lube. We're here today to teach you how to change the fluid in an automatic transmission. The first thing we're going to do is lift the car up onto these ramps. Now, a problem with these ramps is commonly that they're too steep, and so to try to pull a car up onto them normally pushes them along. So what I've done is built some extensions that you see there, made a simple 2x8s and some bolts to hold them in place, and a couple of center braces to keep them from breaking, and I'll be able to drive the car up there. Now here's a trick I learned to keep from driving off the sides of the ramps. Is if you take the distance that you pull here to the other ramp, you can adjust it and then adjust the top up here to match the distance. And make sure you have a consistent distance between the two ramps. That way you don't accidentally drive off the side of the one you can't see. Now, for doing this job, we're going to need an extra large drain pan. Automatic transmissions typically hold a lot more fluid than an oil sump would. This pan I have here is 19 gallons. This car is not that large. It only holds about 11.5 quarts of fluid, but that's larger than your typical drain pan that holds 8 or 9 quarts. Now, the first thing we're going to do after we've got the car lifted, supported, the tires blocked, is to flush the transmission. This is a procedure done with a high intensity detergent made by Amsoil. As you can see here, this is the location of the transmission dipstick, and we're going to remove that dipstick and pour the flushing agent right down the tube. We'll remove our funnel, put our dipstick back in its place, and we'll start the car. Now we're going to let the car idle here for about 5 of those 15 minutes, just in park. And then for about 3 minutes I'm going to put it into drive, and then another 3 or 4 minutes I'll put it into reverse, and that'll help clean all the clutch plates off internally with that flushing agent. Alright, now we've finished our 15 minutes of engine flush. We've ran the fluid through all the gears, and we're ready to go into the car. Alright, we're now going to go into the car, and I will show you which of these drain pans is the one for the automatic transmission. There are 2 of them under here. This one is for the oil for the engine, and this big flat one here is the drain pan for the transmission. If you can see, there are these bolts. And there's a bunch of them. They go around the entire pan. We're going to loosen those up, but we're going to leave 1 bolt in each corner to prevent it from leaking out until the very end of our bolt removal process. There's 1. We will leave this one in. We'll skip that. The next one. So I'll loosen this one. And now so I can get fluid out of this side. Reach over here and loosen this one. Just crack it loose a couple. And here it comes. Now listen, this car's oil sump has just under 5 quarts of oil in it. This transmission has just under 12 quarts of oil in it, so there's going to be a fair amount of fluid that comes out of this. And again, I stress, do not use a small drain pan. Make sure your drain pan's large enough to hold what's going to come out of here. It's a rough day when your drain pan's too small. Our drips here are slowing down. I'm going to back these screws out a little bit more because there's always
More fluid in there than we think. It's always a trick to try not to get it all over yourself when doing this part. I'm going to back this a ways out. And then this one also, and there you go, here comes some more.
Is that all the oil coming out?
Yep.
Now we're going to give it new oil.
And this over here is our Daniel and our Libby, and they are helping us with the project here. Libby's in charge of the camera, and Daniel is in charge of cleanup when we're all done. He takes care of the ramps and the blocks of wood. What else do you do, Bear? You roll up the mat?
And put everything away.
You put everything away, huh?
And I drive the car.
You don't drive the car. You pretend though, huh?
Yeah.
You pretend to drive the van sometimes, huh?
Yeah.
Big Mobile Lube van.
Yeah. Didn't I've already pushed it?
No, it's still going. Okay. Once this pan starts to slow down, we're going to go ahead and take our bolts totally out of this side. And we'll loosen this guy up, and it's going to drop this end of the pan down even farther. And you're getting more fluid. I don't know if you can see the color of that stuff, but it ain't right. But the shocking thing is when we pull this pan off, it'll be super, super clean in there. That Amsoil flush does an incredible job of getting all the sludge and varnish off the underside of this transmission valve body.
Is it going to stay on, Dad?
It's going to come off in a second. There's one of them. Look at all that goo coming out.
Yeah. You won't want to be doing this at home for no reason.
Look at this thing. Alright, we're going to lower this down, and that exposes our filter. Our gasket comes off with it. You can see the gasket here. We're just going to lay this old drain pan down in our big drain pan here, our transmission pan, lay it in the drain pan. And voila! The thing is off. Right, I'm not sure if you can see this, but I'm sure hoping you can. I'm cleaning off the edge of this, right where the bolts were, right where the gasket was. I've got it all cleaned up. About got it finished. We want to get any sand or sludge or just oil seepage off of here so that our new gasket has a nice clean surface to seal against.
If it does drip, make sure you don't get it in your face, because
now this black surface here that moves is the transmission filter. We're just going to kind of wiggle that guy. Some of them, in certain cars, have a retainer nut that holds them in. But I found most General Motors and Ford vehicles don't have that. We're going to reach up in here and try. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't get this little seal out of here with their fingers. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to with my fingers. I've got a long screwdriver here that I've sharpened, and that helps me to get under this lip. There's a little lip on this. Alright, so we've pried this lip of this little, the old seal. And now we're going to go ahead and just take it. I'll move this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing here. Stick this screwdriver in here, and we're just going to tap this guy and collapse that old seal. And then once we do that, it'll pull right out of there. And there we go. You can see what I have there. Now the new kit with the new transmission filter has a new one of these. We'll have to tap it in. Here's my kit with my new transmission filter. It's very important when you buy these things. There's different grades of filters. Wix is one of the top of the line brands, and so I tend to favor those. If this guy goes wrong, it's sometimes a $3,000 or $4,000 bill, so we spend a little extra on the filter. Once again, I'm going to get this cleaned up, the surface around this orifice that seal come out of, so there's no debris on there that would prevent that seal from staying where it needs to be. And with our kit comes a new filter. And inside of there is our new little seal, and that's going to just insert right up into the same hole. Now, there are press in. And so what we'll do is we'll take a socket off the socket wrench. Take this socket and we'll find the one that's about the right size, and voila, we found that one on the first try. Doesn't happen every day. I'm going to set this up here and center it on there and just tap this little guy in. If I do it right, pinch my finger and my thumb at the same time. Okay, what I've done here is I've got me a little socket extension. I've stuck it backwards into the socket. As you can see, the wrench end of this socket has got a nice flat surface on it to get up against this seal. This gives me something else to pound on. I know, it's not the right way to do it. I'm not going to smash my fingers this way, but I'll be happier in the end. And then we're going to tighten that guy right up against this flange against the surface of the transmission. And there we go. Okay, I'm going to take the new filter out of its little bag here. Stick it up in here and just shove it up in the hole. There it goes. Shove it in there till it stops. Nice and secure. It's beautiful.